You are listening to the Showbiz Side Hustle Podcast, powered by PerformerPreneur. I am your host here, Nicole Louise Geddes, and together we'll be delving into all of the ways that a showbiz side hustle can support you now and long into the future. So sit back, relax, and listen in, and together let's get inspired to take action to create the life, future, and business of your dreams. This episode is sponsored by the Showbiz Side Hustle Handbook, available on Kindle and in paperback over on Amazon. Follow the simple tasks laid out over 3 easy-to-action sections and effectively build a strong business foundation for a successful showbiz side hustle. Hello, it's that time of the week again where I bring you another episode of the Showbiz Side Hustle Podcast. If you were listening to last week's episode, you will have been introduced to the wonderful Catt, a psychotherapist, who spoke to us about change. It led me to think about this next episode and how I can support you with some tips, some tasks, some tools, and even some insight of my own journey with mental health. So I'm here today to enlighten you with some really easy, simple tasks that might get you through procrastination, that might help you with motivation, and basically just some self-care, because life can be tough. Some weeks we're absolutely smashing it, and other weeks we are stuck in pivot paralysis. So wherever you are on that spectrum today, I'm hoping that this short, sweet episode will give you a couple of thoughts, a couple of tools that will get you moving and pushing through that cycle of change that Catt spoke so eloquently about in the last episode. Go check that out. We did touch on the fact that there are different phases of change. There are many different ways that anxiety presents itself, manifests, and there's lots of different nuances in between that are all personal to the individual. I spoke last week about the fact that sometimes I withdraw after I've had a really, full-on thrust of energy into a task, into a project, into a person, and how I am managing that by reviewing and reflecting. We also spoke about other features of change and the fact that we can relapse and we can start the process again and again. I want to fix today on thinking about self-care, thinking about how you can make every day a little bit easier, regardless of whether you are absolutely buzzing, happy and loving life, or slipping and sliding down that spiral. So please do remember to reach out to me or to a member of the community, even find professional help with a service like what Catt provides. But today, short and sweet, little intro into some little exercises that I do regularly to help me with my self-care, to help me with my mental health, and to help me keep pushing through positively through change and through anxiety. The first thing I'd like you to think about, and we hear this all the time, is to reframe our thoughts with positivity. Sometimes it is absolutely easier said than done, but if you can get into a habit of being grateful and using gratitude to reframe those thoughts, to find the positive in the situation, it will become something habitual that will serve you. And when your mind slips into maybe feeling or thinking or doing the worst, then you can just instinctively reframe that thought quite quickly. So do understand and use the power of positivity, because it really can change your outlook on any situation, any moment, and improve your mood. So that would be my first little tip about self-care for our mental health and how we can push through some of the harder days in both performing and entrepreneurship. Another one that I absolutely love, and I haven't spoke about this very often recently with my clients, but it's going to remind me today to shout this one from the rooftops. It is a tool and a task that can help start your day as you mean to go on, and it's called Ace the Day. And I'd love you to think about how you could do this more regularly than not. Start your day, and on the top of your to-do list, write how you are going to ace your day using the acronym ACE. And it's been proven that if you implement these 3 things into the start of your day, or have them on your to-do list to make sure you tick off at some point during the next 24 hours each day, you will feel more comfortable, more confident, more positive, and more connected to the world and your objectives. So ace the day. We are looking to do something every single day that begins with the letter A, which is active. Find something active to do. We all know about those hormones and those chemicals that pump through your body when you have been active. That might be something as simple as a walk to the shop. It might be using the stairs instead of going in a lift. So please do consider what you can do each day that's active to get those endorphins pumping through your body after that physical activity. Many of you are training, many of you are taking class. That does count. But on the days that you're not, please do try to find something to do that ticks that A in the ACE acronym for active. The second thing is connection. It's a fundamental, human need to feel and be connected, just as important as food and water, some might say. And I'm sure you can feel it too. If we think back to the pandemic, when that connection was kind of lost for a period of time, how lost did we feel as humans? And so we started to inject that back in online. I personally would say now it's absolutely possible. Get back out there and connect with people in person. And these can be any people. It can be a chat at the corner shop, at the bus stop. Like, you can just start a conversation and connect with someone brand new in that moment. Or you can reach out to family and friends and make sure you're planning a coffee date, a phone conversation. We all know how incredibly important connection is and how that can help shape our mood and our day and our week and our year. So please do make sure you are creating those opportunities to connect and put real strong emphasis and importance on that. It could be business connections. It could change from day to day, from business to social to personal to whoever and whatever. But do know and note the importance of ACE in the day with C, connection. The last one is E, enjoy. Pop something on your to-do list every single day that you enjoy doing. It's so simple, but it can get overlooked when we are so busy hustling and being and doing. And it could be something as small as a cup of coffee, reading a chapter of your book. It could be a bubble bath at the end of the day. It could be that you go and play tennis because you haven't played that for many years, but it's something that you remember loving and enjoying, and it will give you, in fact, it will tick 2 boxes with the A and the E. It could be listening to your favorite musical on Amazon. It could be watching a movie. Whatever that looks like for you, make sure that every single day you are doing something big or small that you absolutely enjoy. So there's 2 really great top tips and things to do. Obviously, life is difficult, change is hard, anxiety can creep in, lots of different emotions and lots of different feelings. And I've always said that every emotion is absolutely valid, and Catt reiterated that. They're real, that it's normal, and we must normalize the fact that some days are good and some days are bad. But when you are in that spiral, when you are feeling like things are coming out of your control and you are slipping further downwards into possibly depression or other factors of things that making you not do and be and move forward in the direction that you choose, then sit there for a moment and review and reflect. Do as we spoke about in the last episode. Find what's going to bring you joy. Find what you need from the situation that you need to inject, and be active about getting back on that ladder, taking that next step and that next run. It might mean that you need support, in which case reach out, react to your emotions, react to your feelings. Every emotion is a clue, and as you're spiraling down, you have the ability to stop, review and reflect and inject what you need to do into the pattern, into the cycle, so that you can start to spiral back up. That is not me saying that those feelings are not valid. That is not me saying that they will not ever happen or occur again. That's me saying take control, take a deep breath, work out what it is that you need. Every single small step is a step in the right right direction, and don't stay in that downward spiral for too long. Hopefully, this has given you some thoughts about how you can frame and start your day with gratitude, with Ace the Day, with that action and that review and reflection. Another thing that often sends many people into a stupor is that dreaded to-do list. You know, we can be really smashing everything and doing really well, but when there's something on our to-do list that is bigger than we feel we can manage at that moment in time, it can become really heavy and overwhelming. And there's a famous quote and book that says, "Eat the frog." So when you have a little bit more capacity and energy, stop putting that really daunting, huge task to do, the one that's giving you the sleepless nights, stop putting it to the bottom of the list and tackle that. Eat the frog early on in your day, and that will give you the energy and the tick in the box that allows you to feel free of the burden of that big, challenging, maybe daunting task. So eat the frog. On the flip side, another technique that might get you to where you want to be if you are feeling the pressure, feeling overwhelmed and have anxiety, is to set yourself some really simple, easy ticks at the top of your to-do list. If you're a list maker like me, I often have a couple of things after that Ace the Day, an acronym, that just are going to be easy wins. They're going to give me a boost of energy. Yep, boom, done, bish, bash, bosh. So some days, some weeks, I absolutely need to eat that frog and get that big, ugly task that's been jumping around on my to-do list done. But other days I am really aware of how I'm sitting and how I'm feeling, and I've reviewed and reflected and I know what I need to do, and it's just to get through the next few hours, through the next few days, with some dopamine hits of, yes, I'm doing this, I'm moving forward. They might be small, but I'm winning. So get those easy ticks on the top of that list on those days you need them to. As I said at the beginning of this podcast, it's short and sweet. I just come in with some inspiration, some ideas that hopefully will move the needle for you. But please do remember, if you are having huge life changes or even small ones that feel heavy and scary, it's normal, and there are people who will support you and who will help you. So go listen to the last podcast and this one as well. And next week, we'll be talking to a fantastic client of mine who has made some incredible changes, and we'll be talking through how she dealt with that, how she's found it, and how wonderfully excited she is to come out the other side. Keep listening to the Showbiz Side Hustle Podcast, where every week I bring you some tips and tricks to get you to where you want to be, living the life and building the business of your dreams. Okay guys, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Thank you for joining me here on the Showbiz Side Hustle Podcast. So until next time, please do take a little bit of action, that very first step, and make sure that you are doing something for you and your Showbiz Side Hustle this week to move you forward and get you heading quickly and swiftly and strategically towards success.